give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth it.
If you're a Christian thinking about starting a business, don't. Starting a business is a terrible idea.
And unto the angel of the church in Thyatira write, These things saith the Son of God, who hath his eyes like unto a flame of fire, and his feet are like fine brass. I know thy works, and charity, and service, and faith, and thy patience, and thy works, and the last to be more than the first. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophet, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. And I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not, killed her children with death. And all the churches shall know that I am he which searcheth the reins and hearts. And I will give unto every one of you according to your works. But unto you I say, and unto the rest of Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden, but that which ye have already. Hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Revelation chapter 3.
Oh, you don't like the flute?
The angel of the church in Sardis write, These things saith he that hath the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars. I know thy works, that thou hast a name that thou livest, and art dead. Be watchful, and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die. For I have not found thy works perfect before God. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, white, for they are worthy. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment. And I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, These things saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth, and shutteth, and no man openeth. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. But to lie, behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, quickly, hold that fast which thou hast.
Behold,
No
I
man
come
take thy crown.
quickly.
Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God. He shall go over the mountain, and I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. And I will write upon him my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. And unto the angel of the church of the Laodiceans write, These things saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Because thou sayest, I am rich, and increased with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched, and miserable, and poor, and blind, and naked. I counsel thee to buy of me gold, tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous therefore, and repent. Behold, I stand at the door, and knock. If any man hear my voice, and open the door, I will come into him, and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcometh, will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame, and am set down with my Father in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Revelation chapter 4. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in crowns of gold. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. And before the throne there was a sea of glass, like unto crystal. And in the midst of the throne and round about the throne were 4 beasts, full of eyes before and behind. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf. And the third beast had a face as a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within. And they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God.
Absolutely not
Almighty,
seek
which
help
was,
is what I'm told.
and is to come.
Apparently this is not the
And when those
way.
beasts give glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who liveth forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him that sat on the throne, and worship him that liveth forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created.
You're using cinnamon wrong, and your blood sugar is paying the price. Let me explain. This isn't your typical herbal book.
Revelation chapter 5. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book, written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book, and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to loose thereof. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open it, to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book, and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst
Never
of
had
the
one
elders,
lesson.
stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book, and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and hast made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. And I beheld, and I heard the voice of many angels round about the throne and the beasts and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000, and thousands of thousands, saying with a loud voice, Worthy is the Lamb that was slain, to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. And every creature which is in heaven and on the earth and under the earth, and such as are in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, Blessing and honor and glory and power be unto him that sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb forever and ever. And one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And when he had opened the 3rd seal, I heard the 3rd beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. And when he opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. And when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll which is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said, mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day will not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the Israel. Of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asa was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Nephthalim was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zabulon was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin was sealed 12,000. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb.
Does it bother you at all that your partner, gets treatment for premature ejaculation?
No, I mean, it shouldn't bother anybody. It's only made our sex life better, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello.
And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about them thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our God for ever and ever. Amen. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, These are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore are they before the throne of God anymore. Neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of waters. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. Revelation chapter 8. Before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer. And there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar, and cast it into the earth. Part of trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. And the second angel sounded, and as it were, a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became likewise. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels, which are yet to sound. Revelation chapter 9. And the 5th angel sounded. I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose the earth neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not, shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were, as it were, crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men, and they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions, and they had breastplates, as it were, breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails. And their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. And the 6th angel, the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone. And the heads of them yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils, and idols of gold and silver, and brass and stone, and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication.
I'm about to show you something that makes me furious every time I see it. This is a real tax return for internet. There's no itemizing. There's no business structure in place, and they have no real estate tax strategy. They're not even planning around capital gains. Let's break it down. If this person had a side hustle and elected S-Corp status, they could have potentially saved thousands of dollars on self-employment tax. A solo 401k allows much higher limits than regular 401ks. Cost segregation on investment properties can create significant depreciation deductions, and better timing on capital gains can dramatically reduce tax on investments. With proper restructuring, someone in this position could potentially pay significantly less in taxes legally using strategies published by the IRS. I see this every day. Smart, successful people getting absolutely destroyed by taxes been shown how to do this. This return took maybe an hour to prepare, a basic compliance job, and zero strategy. With 5 simple restructuring moves, this person could have legally reduced their tax burden by 30 to 50%. That's massive money left on the table every single year. I've reviewed over 1,000 returns like this. They had the same mistakes and same missed opportunities. When I implemented these strategies myself, I saw firsthand
Subscriptions, all in one place. They can cancel the ones you don't want and could even negotiate lower rates on the bills you want to keep. You could save an average of $600. It's that easy. Period. With Experian, you're always in the know, you know? And closer to reaching your goals. Get the Experian app and see how much you could save.
Vacation, nor of their thefts. Revelation chapter 10. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open. And he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot on the earth, and cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not. And the angel which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven, and sware by him that liveth for ever and ever, who created heaven and the things that therein are, and the earth and the things that therein are, and the sea and the things which are therein, that there should be time no longer. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the little book which is opened in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it. And it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood, saying, Rise, and measure the temple of God, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. And the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days. clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues, as often as they will. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them, and kill them. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and an half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. And after 3 days and an half, the Spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. And great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. And the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe is past. The third woe cometh quickly. And the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign for ever and ever. And the 24 elders which sat before God on their seats fell upon their faces, and hast reigned. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power. No man was able to enter into the temple until the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. Revelation chapter 16. And I heard a great image. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul waters, and they became blood. And I heard the angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and wast and shalt be, because thou hast judged thus. For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. And I heard another out of the altar say, Even so, Lord God Almighty, and righteous are thy judgments. And the 4th angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which hath power over these plagues. And they repented not to give him glory. And the 5th angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain, blasphemed the God of heaven, because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds. And the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. And the 7th angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, It is done. And there were voices, and thunders, and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake, and so great. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before God, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed God because of the plague of the hail. For the plague thereof was exceeding great. Revelation chapter 17. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-coloured beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colour, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, and there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was, and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have 1 mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Revelation chapter 18. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself, and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in 1 day, death, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God, who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth, who have committed fornication, and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her, and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city! For in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her. But no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver, and precious stones and of pearls, and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble, and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense, and wine and oil, and fine flour and wheat, and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves. and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing and saying, Alas, alas, that great city, that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster, and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off and cried, when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians, and of pipers and trumpeters, shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman, or whatsoever craft he be, shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets, and of saints, and of all that was slain upon the earth. Revelation chapter 19. And after these things I heard a great voice of much people in heaven, saying, Alleluia, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. For true and righteous are his judgments. For he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. And again they said, Alleluia, and her smoke rose up for ever and ever. And the 24 elders and the 4 beasts fell down and worshipped God that sat on the throne, saying, Amen, Alleluia. And a voice came out of the throne, saying, Praise our God, all ye his servants, and ye that fear him, both small and great. And I heard, as it were, the voice of a great multitude, and as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of mighty thunderings, saying, Alleluia. For the Lord God omnipotent reigneth. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. And he saith unto me, Right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, These are the true sayings of God. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus. Worship God. For the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. And I saw heaven opened, and behold a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, Come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, that he may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast, and the kings of the earth and their armies, gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse, and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone. And the remnant was slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth. And all the fowls were filled with their flesh. Revelation chapter 20. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. And I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead lived not, and years are expired. Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up on the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city. And fire came down from God out of heaven, and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night, for ever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. And the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged every man according to their works. Death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Revelation chapter 21. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And they came unto me, one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God. And her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city and the gates thereof and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 square, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third a chalcedony, the fourth an emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, the 10th a chrysoprasus, the 11th a jacinth, the 12th an amethyst. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of 1 pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass. And I saw no temple therein, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. Revelation chapter 22. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. And there shall be no night there, and they need no candle, neither light of the sun. For the Lord God giveth them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. And he said unto me, These sayings are faithful and true. And the Lord God of the holy prophets sent his angel to show unto his servants the things which must shortly be done. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. And I, John, saw these things and heard them. And when I had heard and seen, I fell down to worship before the feet of the angel which showed me these things. Then saith he unto me, See thou do it not. For I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren the prophets, and of them which keep the sayings of this book.
Today was
Worship
this.
God. And he saith unto me, Seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time
St. Patty's Day. It's cool, everyone. We got live music. We're gonna sing.
Dupotet teaches in his secret book on magic that one can kill by magic as by electricity. There's nothing strange in this revelation. Revelation for anyone who is well acquainted with the analogies of nature. Secret, superior force. It doesn't spring from bothersome artifice, but from a nature born to rule. Everyone succumbs to such a person without knowing why. Sages has counseled you. Okay, so yeah, man, Fort Knox.
We had to actually do it when we first got there. So they had this like, they do all these events, and you gotta go up this mountain.
I love it.
This 19th. Right, your turn.
Right.
To think, and you won't have to write. So for some of you, it could be difficult. But if you're a Republican patriot, you will write in John Kitover. You will not vote for Darren LaHood. And John Kitover is certified in all counties and precincts of the 16th district.
not be more flattered and excited to be with all of you in this room. This
in all counties and precincts of the 16th district. So be sure to write in John Kitover for the 16th district to unseat and defeat Darren Mahoney.
I was in
Now I can shut.
call the members room would gather when the library
I literally used to have like over 400 people in my old lives, but I'm like completely shut in, I swear. Because I
and definitely worth checking out
literally don't
if
put.
you're
The
there.
thing,
Okay, that's a little shame.
but if you're a Republican patriot,
And kind of
I will have to write. So for some of you,
security
it could
apparatus
be
that they had.
difficult. But if you're a Republican
I
patriot,
was
you
seated
will write in
in
John
an
Kitover.
area
You will
against
see
the Democrats. I thought it, you know,
John
you know how
Kitover is certified
they
in
will
all
break it
counties
down.
and precincts.
Just
Wait,
of the 16th district. So
John,
be
do you
sure
have
Republican
to write in John
do you have
Kitover
blood
for the
privileges?
16th district.
and next to her were guests of a Democrat and you know and someone. It was totally mixed.
At a higher level.
I sat on the front row.
Guys like
And I
John, do you
saw
have blood privileges?
pretty much, I don't know if you remember talking to me now, but I sat right by where Talib and Omar were. I was actually the gallery right above them. So one of the things I will say is when I started to see how animated and everything that they were doing, whatever photographs were taken of my gallery section, my face was usually included in them. Just as I what I was
Hi,
seeing.
Marin.
So I tried to see the reactions in the room
How are
of some
you?
of the people as he was speaking, but I
Nice to
walked
have you.
away
I know
from
how
the
long has surgery today.
as they were having their antics. I did watch
You know, yeah,
the
this is
scene
fine.
there's something I noted that I kept looking at the press today to see if anyone picked up on this.
John, do you have live privileges? Like,
When
can you?
he was kind of pushing the sign almost into the president. They pushed him away. I don't know if any of that got on TV.
I'm confused.
But ultimately, someone from
Alright, John, I'm gonna
security
text you really
came
quick.
over, stood next to him, was like whispering in his ear, talking to him. I have no idea what was said. But then 3 members of Congress from Texas came over, and you have to tell me, Gary, if any of this got shown on any of the TV footage, came and stood in front of him.
Wait, Marin request up. I feel like, the shadow ban is so annoying. Like, I'm getting so frustrated. And it's not like because I'm trying to be an influencer by any means, but like, it sucks going from like a huge platform to not, because exactly, they're silencing everyone. And also, so I knew that Larry Ellison, after he bought this app, now BB and Larry are going together to try to take over X. I watched a video on it earlier. It's crazy. Oh, there you go. Hey, Marin, baby, you want to come up? Oh my gosh, this app is glitching so bad.
Why is it glitching when I say that, like, I'm trying to send videos and the people that I'm sending it to are like, I'm not getting them, or what happened?
I just...
It's
I have
very strange.
I have no words for the conversation.
Baby, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So you said that you didn't like Trump on my panel. But it shows that you do support Trump. How is that?
I don't support Trump.
That's occasion habitual.
I'm a Republican and I like Republican policies, but I don't support Trump.
The threshold of eternity, obliged to make a second attempt. Civilization to help flatten the curve of their stupidity. With regards
So
to
do
this
you
app,
think
everybody
that,
has spent a lot of time
I guess
talking
my
and
question
listening
for you is,
about some really
do you think it's possible
stupid
to
shit.
have,
Stuff that doesn't impact your life in the slightest,
I guess,
and will never have any impact on your life ever in the future.
Who's asking that?
do you think it's possible to be a Republican and not support Trump?
I'm just wondering
Yeah, it's possible.
if anyone here can talk about
But like nobody can see that, you know?
Who's nobody?
I feel like most Republicans, just from my personal experience, do not think that you can be a Republican and not support Trump.
That's a TikTok thing. Like if you go to X, a lot of people who are conservative and Republican, not the Dick Cheney or George Bush kind, but the Reagan kind, they're up in arms with Trump right now. It's actually one of the biggest reasons why I switched to the Libertarian Party. Well, one, they made me an offer I couldn't turn down, and two, I was just getting sick and tired of the Trump establishment. But most people who are Republican to conservatives that are not on TikTok, like the guys on X, they're in upheaval.
Oh wait, hold on. We have a congressional candidate. One second, guys. I'm going through the requests because I don't have a mod in here, but I'm going through requests. Oh, wait, Marin, are you a mod? I forgot. Did I give you mod powers?
No, but you can mod me and I will gladly.
I think I gave you mod powers on my last account. Hi, John.
What up?
This is John Kitover, and he is running for Congress.
Oh, Irish. Right on.
I'm bald and I am bold.
No, but you're Irish, right?
I wish I were
Marin,
drunk.
I'm giving you mod power because, like, you know how crazy people get from, like, my old followers that, like, come in here and say disgusting and crazy insane things.
I got you.
Crazy?
Okay, now you're under all of our.
Yeah, we notice the.
I know, they, like, follow me. They constantly follow me. Like, get a life, get a job. Like, what on earth?
No, I'm not the follow you.
Alright, Marin, you have full mod power now. No, but it's just, like, insane. Since I had a huge following in my last account, people just follow me. But
No, I didn't see that. I got you.
Did you get it?
Who was? Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
John, do you want to talk about what you're running on?
I'm running the 16th district. I'm unfortunately a write-in candidate. They removed me from the ballot for insufficient signatures. It's very difficult, notarized, and then go through what they call it's like a superficial political court. Anyways, I'm running to unseat Darren LaHood, and it turns out that being a write-in candidate is actually not an impossibility, because there's other candidates and they're running very sophisticated marketing campaigns on Facebook, Instagram, etc. And you can totally supersede the Illinois State Board of Election or your state board of elections by going direct to the people and being a write-in candidate if you have a successful marketing campaign and strategy. So tomorrow I'm having a Zoom call, and I'm only doing it because I saw another candidate doing it. I was like, that's so smart. Why don't I just start having Zoom town halls until March 17th? So I'm with you, the former speaker who said he's more of a libertarian now. I'm an extreme fiscal conservative. $140 trillion in debt is insane. 40 trillion in funded debt, 100 trillion in unfunded debt. We're spending 7.2 trillion a year. We're collecting 5 trillion a year in taxes. I think the COVID-19 ZAVs was a huge scamdemic, pandemic, cost us trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions. And I'm running to defeat and unseat Darren LaHood, who wants to take away your gun rights, which we most likely will need.
Hold on. I'm going to cut you off for a second. Since they watch me so closely, just say pew pew.
Pew pew.
I actually like to ask you a question. Are you familiar with the Libertarian Party at all?
Yeah, I supported Ron Paul and worked on his campaign back in 2010, 11, 12.
So I'm actually a panel member for the Mises Caucus.
Oh, great.
I do this outside of TikTok, obviously, to be a part of the Mises Caucus. Reach out to me in DMs. I mean, Libertarian Party is the third biggest party that we have, second to the RNC and the DNC.
Yeah,
reach out to me in the DMs because we're.
It's got
weight. Hoping and praying that we can get some kind of grassroots movements going. I mean, as long as you're on the side of individual liberty, I'm all for it.
I'm gonna run I'm actually gonna run with Victoria here. We're both gonna file for the mayoralship in Chicago. We're both gonna be mayoral candidates in Chicago, hopefully. So I'm probably gonna run as a libertarian because I've run as a Republican. I've gotten no support from the Chicago GOP, Illinois GOP. They don't exist. They have no money. It's totally independent. And so why not run as a libertarian? Because if you run as a libertarian, you're not going to be challenged. You're not going to be challenged, and you're not going to have any competition because nobody runs as a libertarian. It's already a recognized party. And on the ballot, there's 3 options: Republican, Democrat, and Lib. They don't even say libertarian on the ballot. They literally say Lib. And in today's Democrat liberal world, I mean, why not run as a Lib? They won't even know it's a libertarian.
I have a question, though, to the gentleman. Illinois, it sounds like you voted for Trump. Is that right or wrong?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I voted Trump 3 times. Tres tiempos para el presidente de los Estados Unidos, Donald John Trump, the greatest president America has ever had. Despite Victoria's TDS syndrome, I am convinced that people one day will learn to love Donald Trump in el futuro, señor.
Why would you like to love Trump? I mean,
it all just went down.
The British.
What is going on?
Ireland?
What is going on?
Well, I mean,
So now, are you regretting your vote?
No, I don't regret my vote. No, I don't. Versus Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, there's absolutely no way I regret my vote.
Okay, so this is my theory, right? Okay, so I just did not see another viable solution.
I told you.
We haven't had like a viable independent candidate since 1970. I forget the person's name to be 100% honest, but there's just, you have to have, and this is why I will never run as like a libertarian or like as a third party, because you just don't, and no offense to you, John, but like you don't have a chance. No, I'm not saying you personally don't have a chance. I'm just saying, like, in general, historically, it is proven that you don't have a chance running as a libertarian. So you have to pick one side or the other.
That's not true, because
governors right now, board members across the country are actually libertarian.
You have to.
You'd be shocked. Surprisingly, the majority of your mayoral elections and your state elections, libertarians actually win the majority of the time. It's really only at the federal level that we have a uniparty or some kind of 2-party state that we're seeing right now. I guess I'd have a question though for you, John. You say Trump is the greatest president ever, and I'm a little.
I'm being facetious.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a couple questions for you. Do you stand with the idea of socialism or even democratic socialism?
Well, I think at 140 trillion.
I am a part of the Mises Conference.
Yeah, I understand.
What you say.
Listen, I think that actually everybody is a libertarian, but politics divides us and confuses us, meaning that we should all agree on economic philosophy, which is how to run a business at a profit, not extreme insane profits, but running a pizza shop at a profit. And if our government can't do that, it has failed, and it just fails every single month, every quarter, every year, and it won't stop failing until actual truth teller candidates throw their hats in the ring. And even though a libertarian may be a loser and it can't beat the Republicans and the Democrats, the point is just by participating, it gives you the ability to communicate in a political communication complex. And so it's very important to run and to participate, even if you're going to lose. I ran for Congress, and before this I ran for committee person, and the point is it cost me very little to run for Congress, just a few $1,000s. And so it's really about the opportunity to communicate in the public space with politicians who we all know suck. And that's the big opportunity. And a lot of this is like self-promotion. And so if you're already an influencer, for God's sakes, you got to get involved, because the situation is that bad fiscally. And it's just common sense at this point that young people, Gen Zers, etc., like, they're fucked. And most people who think they have a pension now really have half of a pension. And really, your savings are not your savings. You like about half of your savings is what there's really out there. If everybody liquidated, the point is the whole system is built on a massive debt bubble. And the Federal Reserve and their charter and our Congress representatives have literally bankrupted the country. It's bankrupt, 100 times over. It's insane. So we have to cut the borrowing, we have to cut the spending, and we have to be honest. And we can't create artificial economies. 40% of the economy is completely borrowed. So we need a real economy. We need real transparency. We have no integrity. We have no virtue. We just borrow and spend and create a Ponzi scheme. It's a scam. We are all participants in a giant fiscal scam. Hello?
Okay, but didn't Trump bankrupt several times? What are you talking about?
It's not about Trump's personal business history. It's about our national economy and the national debt. Trump is a salesman.
I'm scared about even bankruptcy.
It's already bankrupt. The country's already completely bankrupt.
Cisco, just out of curiosity, are you a Democrat or a progressive or anything like that?
No, I don't. I'm not one of them. I just don't support Trump. That's it.
What do you think about Zohran Mamdani? Do you like that guy?
Well, I didn't even vote for him, but I don't know about his ideology.
Like in terms of Mamdani, right? Okay, so like, first of all, I think it's highly ironic that like so many people like they voted for him, right? And they did not do their research. Do you know how socialism works? You raise taxes. You raise people's taxes in order to fund different government agendas. You don't just like get free everything. And then also, like if you're trying to have universal healthcare, universal grocery stores, how do we think universal like free grocery stores are going to work? So those are funded by U.S. taxpayer dollars, and the employees in the grocery stores are not going to get paid like a livable wage because it is socialism. We do not want socialism. So when like it's literally sorry, can I finish? So when you're in a socialistic or a communistic economy, and there are two differentiating factors between socialism and communism, right? So in terms of socialism, so like Mamdani, our U.S. taxpayer dollars are going to be paying these people that are giving quote unquote free things, free healthcare, free food, but then you're not going to get quality food because the people cannot afford to run a store just based off of U.S. like taxpayer dollars because we're in a capitalistic society. And then in terms of universal health care, okay, first of all, we're already essentially being taken over. So my brother's a surgeon, right? And he chose to work for a private equity owned healthcare company. What happens when you work for a private equity owned healthcare company? That private equity owned healthcare company is not going to give you the level of service as if it was a private owned company, because you are essentially giving the surgeons, like the surgeons are having to have a top overhead. The private equity company is taking some of their overhead and they're taking up a lot of their paycheck. And so my brother was offered, and I tried to coach him on this because I'm well versed in business, and I tried to explain to him that I think that, I mean, my idea to him, I was like, okay, so you got offered a $1.3 million base salary if you went to Alaska. Go to Alaska for 3 years, invest that money. It's a private owned company. It's not by private equity. Invest the money, and then you can start your own practice once you have the funds to do so. But I can't believe that private equity is completely taking over our healthcare system, and that also goes into socialism. And then a lot of people are like, oh, well, Canada, like healthcare, whatever. Do you not understand what it's like if you are on a waiting list for a heart transplant, right? Like you have a heart attack and you need a heart transplant. You're not going to get the highest level of quality care because you're going to have people that work in your socialistic economy that, like, if they actually, in my opinion, have a brain, would not be doing that because it's not business oriented. And then another thing is you're just not going to receive the same level of care. I mean, we obviously need healthcare reform in terms of it is extremely expensive. But
I think it's cheaper here in United States.
So I was paying $575 a month, and I went through the Illinois Marketplace. And if you go through the Illinois Marketplace, it's Illinois Marketplace healthcare.gov, and you can essentially go through different healthcare plans. I'm not sure if every state has this, but you can go through different healthcare plans and pick and choose like what deductible you want. So I got Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it went from literally over $500, and now I only pay like $75. Because like I'm
$75.
Yeah, and it's like I'm young.
What state is that?
Illinois.
Oh,
but
I
think, and if anybody like wants help with their like healthcare plans, I'm happy to help you because I've done a lot of research on it. But like, if you go to your government marketplace, and you don't have healthcare through your employer, and I did it when I started my company. It's very helpful, and I could have had a plan as low as like $3 a month, but that obviously wouldn't be good healthcare in case something happened. It would not be good. But no, I have the same level of care as I did when I was spending over $500 a month. So there's a lot of options out there if anybody needs help with it.
So let me ask you a question real quick. I just want to ask. So since you're supporting the other guy, not you, supporting Trump, talking about that, you think tariffs are going to help the American people? Is that going to make it cheaper for American people?
Tariffs?
That is my question.
Tariffs actually, okay, so who pays tariffs, right? The consumer pays tariffs.
Americans.
Yes. Yeah. So say I want to buy a dress from a boutique in Australia. I'm going to be paying the tariffs.
Yeah, I know that.
It's not the government. It's not Australia. It's me.
Well, tariffs also operate differently too, and maybe Illinois will fix some of this. It sounds like he subscribes to the Austrian economic ideology, but tariffs are a different kind of tax, right? Because when you Well, I can explain it, right? The reason I'm so anti-tariff, like I would have preferred Trump to just raise corporate taxes, and I'm against taxes, so that's saying something. I'd rather him raise taxes than institute tariffs if we had to have one or the other. And the reason for it being is that you pay corporate taxes based on your profits each quarter or at the end of the fiscal year. My problem with that is that, one, we're paying taxes, and I think, I'm not crazy big on taxes to begin with, but with a tariff, it's different. You pay taxes for corporate taxes based on your actual revenue intake. So once you deal with steel all the time, so I have a couple invoices here actually that I need to pay out to U.S. Customs before they'll release my shipment to me. And the issue with that is I haven't made any money. Essentially what you're doing is you kind of bottleneck the entryway for people to get into business, because instead of them saying, hey, listen, instead it's all up front. Well, I need to get into business and I need to import things, but I have to have extra cash up front in order to be able to pay for all of these import duties. So you really take it out of the small guy, the guy who's just now getting into business, because their actual capital to start has to be higher in order to cover the cost of these tariffs, and they haven't even made any money. Essentially, you're spending money, and then you spend some more, and then you spend it on tariffs, and then you hope you see money at the end of the year, and some people just don't. They essentially got taxed out the ass, and they didn't even make any profit off of their dream.
I mean, I completely agree. As someone that just started a company, I mean, like I'm not rich, right? Like I'm spending all of my own personal capital. Like I could, and I am working with like a business partner now who is doing it just because he saw like the amount of money that like you could essentially make through this. So I am working with someone now, but like originally I was doing it all on my own, and I was spending money on a CRM system. I was spending money, and like these aren't even tariffs, but like CRM system, like Zoom info, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, just like so many different things. And I feel like a lot of people are like giving the government currently, they're giving them a lot of credit for saying like, oh, you're pro small business, you're pro this, you're pro that. Like at the end of the day, why instead of giving people like credits to have children, why don't we give credits to people that are actually trying to stimulate the economy and drive growth? Why are we not giving credits to them to help them start their business?
So you're aware of the female business owner tax write-off, right? You're going to utilize that?
Yeah, no, I'm a woman-owned small business, and I also I did it very strategically. So not only am I a woman-owned small business and a federal contractor, I also registered it at a rental house that I sometimes stay at that my parents have. They have rental houses, and so I registered it there, which is ironically there's very small hub zones, which is a historically underserved business zone. So there's very small hub zones in the state of Illinois. If you're not like in the south side of Chicago, essentially. And so I registered it there. So then that's also another write-off.
I don't know what industry you're in. I don't know what industry you're in. So, I mean, I don't know how much my advice would be willing to help. But let's see, I'm almost 26 now. I'm almost 26 now, and I got about 86 guys on payroll. My payroll's right around $64,000 a week. And one of the best things that I ever did was have those big bills, those big $60,000 payrolls, have that stuff at the end. That was the hard part for me, is that when I started off, I was 18, and I wanted to have the newest truck, and I wanted to have an entire office staff that I didn't hate my ass yet. Try and find a niche that you can get yourself into that's really low cost. Get some money under your belt to start with, and I'll be fine to be able to justify all those added expenses and things like that. So anything you can save a penny on, it's really worth it in the beginning. So if you can buy local, if you can get something that's not tariffed, I mean, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, so I'm in the tech industry, and so I'm actually with the federal government, right? You have like different NICS codes. It's NAICS codes, and we call them NICS codes. And right now, I'm registered to like cloud solutions, tech, which obviously cloud solutions are a part of tech, but it's mainly moving data centers from on-prem to the cloud, and then also AI. But I think, okay, given the certain situation in the world right now, because I know where things are headed, I'm gonna register for, this might sound crazy, me and my business partner, we are going to register for an arms dealership. So supplying WEAPONS to the government.
I think you should look at nationwide sales because they're through the roof right now.
Like,
Really lucrative industry to be in.
kind of like War Dogs. Like that movie, like Jonah Hill. But so it was funny because my business partner and I, like, we re-watched War Dogs. Like I'd watched it a long time ago before I even like started the federal government industry with my old software sales company. And it was just funny re-watching it and like just being able to relate so much to like the RFPs and like going through the proposal process and like everything like that. It was pretty funny.
So a question to all you guys, because it sounds like I don't know, in a way I'm happy I met you, and even to John, because he said he's happy that he voted for Trump and now he's gonna run Libertarian, but it seems to me that you're just like the same leopard with different spots. So it's like you were saying you want to help the country, but you want to participate in the system and you still believe in him. So I don't think you're, at least I'm not in Illinois, but I wouldn't vote for you.
Mo, thank you very little.
I'm trying to understand.
And is that your opinion or is that a fact? Hello?
I couldn't hear
what do you mean
what you said.
What do you mean participate in the system, right? So like we all have to participate in the system to a certain capacity.
Well, what I'm saying is that when he came in, and even the way he's acting now, you know, Cisco left when I was here, and then he started talking or pretending that he talks in Spanish, and then like making fun of us. So if you're really serious about what you're doing, but to me, you just look the same as what we have. Only the wealthy succeed. And let me just finish my thought, okay? Because all of you sound like you come from a privileged background in terms of money. You, that's Max, congratulations to you. You started at 18 and maybe you worked really hard, but I don't know how you started. You're 26, so you have your, you're successful. All of you are white teeth.
Is this a complaint? Is this a complaint department?
John?
I'm sorry, but this is not the complaint department. But if you want the number from the complaint department, you can call the complaint department.
So you're running for Congress in Illinois. I'm so happy you decided to join this meeting. So happy that you did.
I'm so happy you did too.
So let me finish. What I'm saying is, and if you're paying attention, in 1 year, this president that you voted for, I did not vote for him, has been corrupt, very wealthy, and all the money he's taking you, all this has happened has been a transfer of wealth. All those warehouses that he bought, the one in Georgia that they paid $129 million and it was worth like 29.4. The ones that they bought in Arizona, the other ones that they bought in Texas, every single warehouse that they bought for a detention center, they have paid double, sometimes triple, or sometimes $100 million more. This is a transfer of wealth. The money that they're getting for all those deportees is insane amount of money that they're basically trafficking them because they're taking from one center to another, to another, to another. Their families do not know where they're going. They keep that away. They don't have due process. So if you really want to make a difference, okay, and you that you're running, you are, I'm sorry, but all of you that are here, that
You don't have to be sorry for nothing, ma'am. I didn't ask you to apologize for nothing. You don't have to be sorry about anything.
Privilege.
John, I'm muting you.
White privilege?
All of
I'm not white. I'm not white.
And I'm so glad we
I
have
am
this recorded. Have this recorded.
I'm so glad you're recording me because I'm recording everything. I hope you give me more publicity for my campaign. Don't you come here and tell me she's my white privilege, señorita.
Yeah,
Okay,
stay so they can see who you are.
I think
What is that?
I think people will know that I also am on the ground in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I have been here documenting all of the things that have gone on. I stand with my people that have been deported. I'm a lot further left than a lot of these people on here, but I think that we can all come here and not agree for everything. That's why I feel like this is very welcome space for both of us to speak out, because Victoria and I have very similar experiences, but we've had stories that have developed in different ways. I am on the ground in Minneapolis, St. Paul. I stand with my neighbors. I stand against ICE. And I have done a lot of shit to it's not welcome here for ICE. Let's get that clear. However, I can see where a lot of people on the other side are coming from that want to secure their borders. And that's all I'm saying. I'm just here to listen to everybody, but my official position is what I stand for.
I think, okay, so my thought process about this, right, is that you're contributing to society and you are paying taxes through that ITIN, then you should be able to stay. However, I'm for ICE in terms of getting rid of the GANGS. But if you are positively contributing to society, you have a business, whatever you're doing, I think that you should be able to stay.
Yeah, but
they should be targeting they should. But the problem is that ICE is not actively targeting the worst of the worst. They're just
they're not. It's all a lie.
That's the problem. No, exactly right. Exactly right. I mean,
okay, so
they're literally
on that.
And okay, so they're also just basically targeting people based, and again, I'm Republican, but based on their skin color. And there are people that I personally know that are having to get state issued IDs for their children that are, going to even elementary school. There's 8-year-olds that are having to get state issue IDs to prove that they're a US citizen if they are not white or black. And if they're I think that's horrible.
I think that we can both agree that it's gone too far. When you're targeting children and people who are citizens or maybe trying to go about it the right way and still make change, I think that we can all agree that that's kind of fucked up. But it doesn't matter because
everything is effed up.
But it started against people that were of color. So it doesn't really fucking matter if you are born here and you just happen to look a certain way or whatever. They're going to go after you anyway. They're going to detain you. And you might get deported for a minute and then have your shit
Yeah, but I think
Can I offer some pushback? Because and I share some of your grievances, right? I think a lot of the stuff that ICE has done has been completely out of line. I think these are truthfully, I think the training for a lot of the ICE agents is just not up to par, unfortunately. I do support strong borders, though. I do support that. I do support immigration reform. I think that's a big thing.
All of us agree on that.
Well,
but I think that's where we're... go ahead.
Yeah. The issue that I kind of take with a little bit of what you guys are saying here is when it comes to deportation specifically, I think there's two sides to it. One, I think you should just have your ID on you and be able to show you're a citizen. I don't think that's a reach to ask for from a common American. Just have your ID on you and be willing to comply with law enforcement. I don't think law enforcement's perfect, right? But I think things go smoother if you just comply with the officer. I don't get out and try and fist fight a highway patrol if he pulls me over. I kind of shut up and just kiss his ass a little bit. Things tend to go smoother because of that. So I see it from that angle. The other side that I see it from too, though, is I don't think ICE should be wearing masks. I don't think that they should have the opportunity to invade your private property. I get where the left is coming from with that. My biggest question to you guys here, though, is why do we keep mentioning race? Because I'll be brutally honest with you, as somebody who is very well friendly with a lot of congressmen that are Republican, as well as being a part of this caucus, nobody talks about race. In fact, actually, I'll be 100% honest with you. If any illegal immigrant who came to America, if we knew for the fact that it creates a fiscal drain on the economy, and then it creates competitions for jobs for Americans, and it starts to drive wages down. I don't understand why race keeps getting brought into this. I think it's kind of pessimistic to assume that everybody's just racist.
Wait. Hold on a second.
Okay, so why are we giving a substantial amount of our taxpayer dollars to the I country for some of their health care, for everything like that? It's basically the same thing.
That's another issue, but
and we keep giving them money, and there's no balances or checks, and the ironic thing, because what, this gentleman who's right next to me, he keeps he's running for something, but whoa, what I'm saying to you is that the reason why race is so important is because now, and the African American, the Black people have known that forever in this country, in the United States, because they have always been treated differently. Now, you're right. Cheap labor are the immigrants, the undocumented immigrants who come, or the immigrants that the companies pay so much money because they have cheap labor for doctors, cheap labor for teachers, cheap labor for nurses, whatever industry that needs those employees, and they say, well, we can't find those in American, so we're going to bring them from the outside. We're going to pay them lower, and on top, they used to get that visa. So this is coming from the companies, right? This is not coming.
Yeah, no, it is.
And so that's the cheap labor. And what's happening is that once those immigrants are here, that they come with their documents, with their visa, they can work. What do? They stay here. And that's when they become undocumented. And the whole thing about the immigration law is
when I say numbers, I mean,
how can you only have 600 immigration lawyers, and the backup that exists, and the lies that this man has sold to everyone, and some of you believe it, and some of you want to still support this, is disgusting. Disgusting in the sense. It's disgusting. And hold on, let me just finish, please.
Let me finish.
The difference is, and you guys can also see, clearly I'm not a Republican, but yes,
you are not nothing. You are a complainer. You are a member of the Complainium. We will notify the complaint department in the Complainium and tell them you are complaining too much.
Different than what we have now. This, and this is not, of course I didn't like it, but those presidents behave like presidents.
Presidentes.
This is something new.
This is something new. Donald Trump is like something we have never experienced before. He is like a thunderbolt from the sky that is destroying the world. ¡Cuidado! ¡Sound the alarm! Amigos, amigas, ¡cuidado!
I'm so glad this is recorded, because you're stuck on if he's a candidate, we're going to be respectful. Turning him
Respectful. You better respect my opinion.
He flipped me off.
You better respect my opinion, or I'm going to call the Karen police on you. You are not that good for your naughty boy. Why are you such naughty boy? I am going to report you.
Illinois, that's being disrespectful.
Drop him! Disrespectful hombre! He's a no-good man, hombre!
I'm a little lost because this didn't really address my question. My question was, why did you mention that a lot of us are white? All right.
Because we are racist. We are racist.
Because you're privileged.
Privileged white people with racism.
The system in the United States. You have privilege.
Where are you from, Pepita? Where are you from?
It's not important where I am from. I am here to call you a liar.
No, that's fine. Just I'm wondering what your age is.
You said I'm 18, I'm 26. You even stated your money and everything, which is wonderful.
It's so good for you.
I don't know what that has to do with privilege. I started off
So what I'm saying to you, what I'm saying to all of you, if you don't understand, then you don't have to.
You don't have to understand my political position.
It's also the circumstances that you were born in, because we don't choose what type of family.
That's right. I didn't choose this privilege. This privilege chose me.
That's why I'm lost.
I'm sorry for over talking you. Mike, you have white privilege to the max.
You are to the max. Your white privilege is huge.
That's like a saw at the bottom.
I'm lost. How so?
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, Mike, you don't even know your white privilege yet.
I think I've been pretty
Okay, hold on. If you don't understand that you as a white male has white privilege, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, well, what is my
You have a leg up on
I don't know my white privilege. I still got to apply for a job. I still got to interview for a job. I still got to compete with everybody else who's got privileges.
Wait, you guys. Hold on. Okay, let's not talk over each other, and everybody just be respectful, please. But in terms of, see, it's kind of like a double-edged sword depending on what industry you're in when you are a white male. So I don't think it's fair to say that a white male has like more privilege than someone else. I think it's all about socioeconomic status, right? It's really not just like based on race or skin color.
White men are believed regardless of socioeconomic status.
Also,
I mean, my brother, okay, so I'm going to give my brother as an example. My brother is a surgeon. He interviewed at Harvard Med School. He was number one for his residency, and then he was number one in his med school class. He was number two. But there was somebody, and I'm not RACIST by any means whatsoever. I mean, I literally own a nonprofit, I'm not racist, but
you have white privilege.
Was beat out when it was a DEI hire initiative, which, you know what, like, I understand, like, and props to, you know, the young Black woman, and I'm not racist, but props to her for being able to attend Harvard over my brother, but it was a DEI initiative, and like, I understand. So my brother was given many opportunities growing up. Like, I understand that I come from a very privileged family, and I'm very self-aware of that. However,
they are literally the same character in different fonts. I get it.
It's like I understand and I recognize it, and it's like, but it's like, okay, so I understand and I recognize it, but then I also feel bad for my brother, but then I also am like, props to this girl for working her butt off to be able to attend Harvard over a white man.
I've been given a leg up. I'm very privileged. My parents were wealthy. I got into great colleges. I did all the shit. I'm leg up. I acknowledge all of that shit. That's not fair for me to compete against a person of color who maybe did not have those opportunities. I can acknowledge that. That's fine.
It sounds to me like you have white privilege then, but I don't think it's fair for you to sling the accusation that other people do, because you don't really know that. I mean, I asked you a couple times.
That's literally me acknowledging my white privilege. I don't know what you want me to
I'm white, and I don't have white privilege, so I'm not acknowledging it. Can you explain to me why I do?
No, but like also, like I literally,
I kind of want her to answer that because she keeps avoiding that. She keeps saying, "Oh, I'm just not gonna watch it."
You walking into, let's say, a convenience store, and a person of color walking into a convenience store. Who do you think they're gonna watch?
I have no idea. Might be whoever looks.
Maybe they're cleaning the floor and they have security cameras, so they don't have to be called racist because they're worried about someone stealing. I mean, what kind of a hypothetical is this?
Okay, but like at the same time,
hypotheticals. It's all bullshit hypotheticals.
Could you?
It's all bullshit hypotheticals. Nobody cares.
Why did you ask the question?
I don't know who they're gonna watch, but my question would be, how do you know what their intention was for watching? You don't know someone else's intention.
No,
you're assuming it's racism.
It's all bullshit hypotheticals. No,
exactly. So you're assuming that they're racist because they're watching, and I'm sorry, but that's a pessimistic way to live. I don't live in a collective.
Nothing about race. I said
people
it was
skin
all
color.
bullshit hypotheticals.
Well, but my question is though, is how do I have white privilege? You haven't been able to really showcase that.
It was all bullshit hypotheticals, but
okay, so
nobody actually cares. You care about it, so you prove it.
What is the point of this conversation? I am sorry, but we have no point anymore in this conversation. This has become a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like you're kind of doing what MAGA does, right? Like I'm just asking questions because I'm trying to see where you're coming from, and you're kind of like falling flat on being able to explain your position.
Because I really don't give a fuck about you.
You guys, wait. I keep getting to it. Keeps making me drag puzzle pieces into places to keep this live on. It's really weird. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, just keep dragging them.
Okay, so I think
it's your white privilege to drag the puzzle piece.
I think in terms of race, like, I don't think that. Okay, obviously, there has been systemic racism in our country for a very long time, but like.
Crazy hypotheticals again.
Well-dressed, well-educated man. And then there's also a very poor white person that walks in that is like on drugs or something. Like, I think it really is all based off of, and I do think that there is a lot of racism in the fact that like a lot of people think that Black people come from a lower socioeconomic status, but there's also a lot of white people. Like, look at Appalachia. Like,
oh my God.
I think it's really like based off of socioeconomic status.
Yeah, I know, babe. God, everybody sucks. Can we all just agree that everybody sucks?
You might suck, but I cannot agree with my suckage compared to your suckage. Maybe you suck more than I suck.
We do the best we can to just get along with each other. And
exactly.
Like, what are we doing?
This is you guys. This is what they want. They want to pit people against each other. They want us to argue.
Maybe
about
you'll
race.
suck
they want us to
more.
argue about socioeconomic status. Like,
yeah, and that's why I'm trying to be like, as much as I'm like, you motherfuckers, I'm trying to come together and be like, hey, let's just not. Let's just not.
Yeah, we're literally
to be fair, to be fair, right? I mean, if I were to say something radical that was kind of against your beliefs, like let's say I was a Groyper. I'm not, but let's say if I were to say some crazy Groyper in front of this,
then why do you want?
like you would probably push back on that, right?
I would push back on it,
maybe use a different
Right,
example.
and you probably wouldn't
Because,
want to come
hey.
together with me, right? Essentially, it's kind of, I mean, to some degree,
But
right?
Mike-
Like, I'm just trying to figure out where you're coming from.
Mike,
You're kind of
I
just up here
circled
saying that
hold
life
on a
is
second.
raised for me because of my skin.
wait,
And I'm trying to
Mike,
ask questions
Mike.
about it, and I'm not getting answers.
Mike, I was the one who brought up race because I see the difference. And, you know, the most that you might try to understand it or listening or whatever, and I'm actually surprised that I'm here because I should have left with Cisco, to be honest. But you cannot understand it because you are Caucasian and you're male. You're never going to be a female. You're never going to be a Latina. You're never going to be black. You can only understand it if you are. And the difference is that, let me just...
If you don't have the lived experience, you cannot have any knowledge of their lived
Why
experience.
don't you
All right,
mute
one at a
yourself? Because
time.
you just keep showing, like, what your manners are. And if you're educated, I'm really, like, bummed out for all the money that your parents spent in your education because you don't even have manners or decorum. I'm telling you, this is really bad for you, John.
I'm gonna get off, but this is a tough.
This is a waste of fucking time.
The ex-boyfriend telling his girlfriend, "Well, you'll never know what I went through or what I did."
Can you wait, please?
Like, I mean, that's just
can
not.
you
I'm
wait?
sorry.
No, it's not that because it's the truth. All the jobs.
Is this like, is this Toastmasters? Do you have a point? Are you giving a speech on something? Or are you trying to lecture us about our white privilege, structural racism? Hello?
Talking
That's
out
what I'm
on
trying to
his
figure out.
rear
How
end.
am I actually privileged?
It's like, no, I'm addressing John, not you, Mike.
Well, I know, but you said all the jobs I got. It's because
Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
She's gonna tell you.
That,
She's gonna
in the
tell
United
you.
States, maybe if you have seen them, and maybe you can tell us your experience, depending on where you work and how you
Tell us about
present
your
yourself.
white
I have
experiences.
seen in the jobs that I have worked constantly, the people who get promoted and are white, and white females or white males, right? And so that's just from my experience. And so what I'm saying to you is if you go into a company that if you have, Caucasian, usually, they'll support a Caucasians, right? It's usually rare where you see...
What is a Caucasian?
Depending on what industry you work at, right? That you'll see somebody who's in the management position that is a different race.
Well, I don't need to give my background or story. I'm curious. So essentially what you're saying is that if you go to a white business or a white work industry and you're black, you might not do as good as the whites because they prefer to work with white people and promote white people. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
In that same sense, if you're black, you could go to a black-owned, black-only business in Chicago, and you would outperform whites because the black people have a preference to work with other black people. So it doesn't sound like it's privilege to me. It sounds like some people have a preference for other people. I have a preference specifically, actually. I prefer to work with felons. I don't know what it is, but in the oil field industry, felons are the hardest working guys you could ever possibly meet. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but felons are the only guys who want to go to the oil field and work their asses off. So I have a preference for them. You could essentially say that felons now have a privilege. Because you yourself just said that.
I low-key have to laugh about I have a preference for felons. I'm sorry.
No, I'm serious. I mean, she said white people prefer to work with other white people. Essentially, black people would prefer to work with other black people.
But it's not.
I think everybody.
You'll never know who they have a preference for unless they actually tell you their intent. Unless they actually say, I have a preference to work with a certain kind of people, then you don't know if they're giving, as a business owner, you don't know if I'm giving that privilege to another white person. What if I only like black people? So I only want to hire black people.
But the
Technically,
system
then
is
black
set up
people
that
have the
way.
privilege at my business. So I mean, you're just assuming people's intent, and I don't agree with that. I don't want to assume what other people are always thinking.
You don't see it because you.
But the
Okay,
system are not
I think
you're just
ultimately.
assuming that business owners are pessimistic and racist. That's not the system. You're assuming that people, everyday Americans, only want to work with white people, and you're saying it's the system. It's not the
Oh,
system.
no.
In that case, it would be business owners. It would be managers. You're saying that managers at Walmart and business and fry cooks down the road only want to work with white people. You're just going through life assuming that anybody who's not Hispanic is racist. I'm sorry, I can't get behind that. That's pessimistic.
Because you're white.
I think
never
in
will.
general that people are entitled. If you own a business, you're entitled to have like a preference on who you hire. For example, my first software sales job, right? And again, I don't agree with their hiring process. They mainly, I think there was out of over 700 people, they literally would just hire athletes, college athletes, and then people that were in fraternities and sororities because they had a preference for people that were social, right? I feel like if you own a company and it's a private company, you can have that preference, but I think it goes much deeper than just like race.
Like the class, the social class that you belong to, but race is predominantly race in this country.
You know, some people don't actually talk about race all the time. You know that, right? Some people actually read books and they don't sit there and waste their lives talking, thinking about race all the time. Hello?
Yeah, because you're rude.
I'm sorry, but I can't waste my time entertaining your speech. It's a waste of my time. Hello? I'm so glad you're recording me because I'm recording this too on 20 different phones. Congratulations on your recording. I don't care that you're recording me. Hello?
Okay, John, we're going to be respectful and not yell at people.
I know. Well, then what's the point of the conversation? This is a waste of time. Hello?
Then go.
It's called having a respectful life. You're bored? A respectful conversation.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's what you were saying.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, I'm warming up my tacos.
No worries.
Wait, I'm sorry. If I leave, is it my white privilege to leave or is it my privilege to leave? Which one is it? Is it my white privilege to leave or is it just my privilege to leave? Because I don't think my race has anything to do with the fact that I'm going to leave and stop talking to you. Adiós, amiga. Señorita, que Dios te bendiga aquí. El cordero del toro del mundo, porque los pecados del mundo es aquí. ¡Coyorra! Señorita, don't waste my time with your bullshit. You know why you didn't get that promotion at the job and the white girl got the promotion? It's because you complain too much. You are on the internet complaining to random people, telling them that you are recording their conversation. This is a waste of time, and you waste people's time with your bullshit. Sorry, somebody had to tell you. Sooner or later, someone had to tell you. Sorry, somebody had to. Bye-bye.
Wasting our time because you're running for a candidacy.
Somebody had to tell you. Somebody had to tell her, Senorita, you're wasting all your time complaining to random people on the internet. Sorry, Senorita. That was fun. Lo siento, señorita. You're wasting all your time. You kicked me from the room. ¡De puta madre! You are ready for office. You cannot insult me. Oh, I will. Nothing will stop me from making fun of you if you will waste my time.
Or Obama's policies where you should we thank you for? Given that you contribute so much to what's happened.
I'm saying I can be in support of things and not in support of
In fact, anyone wants liberal democracy, tell us what role you guys had in the policy of the last two presidents. Let us thank you. Let us applaud you.
I never lied to you.
But at least we can say, wow, bro, this guy was part of history.
Yeah.
Bro.
So when I say numbers, I mean it. I'm John Kitover, and I know how to keep a budget balanced and a sense of humor intact. Oops, even the Catholic side about change. It's in Illinois 16th District. I'm John.
Just I
never lied to you.
Go up too much. Because who cares?
Hey, you want to fight? You got one right here, right now. I said yes, didn't I? I'm in. I'm all the way in. I'll rip you apart. Come on, let's fix this. You asked for it.
I settle into the silence. Each breath draws me deeper inside.
What's happening in Iran? You don't see any of the bullshit.
Oh, Americans, the state of our union is strong.
I am calm. I am still. I am as clear as a mountain lake. I am water. John, where'd you? Oh no, you're the puddle, aren't you? Yep, totally zen down here. You just turned.
Alright, let's settle in. I'll show you a way to drop into deep relaxation. Alright, let's see what this Dow business is about. I settle into the silence. It's like the air itself is listening.
Matthew, I can talk about that. I can talk about that. I am maximizing the output.
It's pulling everything the plan they gave me. And I'm to answer.
But only when the moon is near.
Which means we're on the same side.
I agree more. What the hell are you talking about this?
And it is documented. It's a part of documented history. Okay, that's the case is Tata Sky versus Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Punjab and Haryana.
Liberal democracy.
That in a country, the largest democracy in the world, you have absolute religious freedom to propagate your beliefs, your voice. Yes, there are certain policies that the Indian government is currently engaging in, which may not be fully liberal as well, but they are well intentioned. So I see no problem. But all I wanted to say was, I am raising my hand, Matthew. I hear you. The toxicity is overflowing, and I'm catching that in my hand and just putting that back into the ocean, Matthew. All right. Cheers.
I love that. Oh, that's funny. So, does anyone in this room matter to the liberal democracies that you support? Anyone in this room? Just one person. One person. I played a role in this policy of Trump or Obama or Trudeau or Keir Starmer. Who's responsible? Let us thank them. Which one of you think that you matter? Once that vote goes in.
Anybody who voted did, right? So that they just mattered in a very
So let me thank. I want every Trump supporter or voter.
Every Trump voter, for example, mattered for Trump policies.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for Trump. What a beautiful vote. Well done, America. Well done for basically voting in a rapist. Well done for potentially, it seems, voting in a pedophile. A pedophile. Someone, let's be quite frank. It's likely that your leader, your liberal democracy leader, fucked a child.
Are you projecting, Matthew? Because there is no evidence that Donald Trump fucked a child. Are you a pedophile?
Penis into the vagina of a young girl.
Astaghfirullah.
Not just inserted it, removed it. Friction gave him his
Projection.
and you allowed him to get voted in. You want him. You defend the system that allows it to happen. And not only that, you think that you're going to come up to a clubhouse room and say, yes.
He was a pedo!
Someone who's not qualified for the job. Someone who's not best suited for the job.
Alternative.
At the cost of the United States, at all costs, we must maximize global. Maximize.
Can be, entertaining, I guess, to some extent, because the leader of the take that I was just put into, he
he went into the other tank that I was in, and I was the only one that said hello to him, or hello, welcome, and he's like, you know what, you're the only one that said hello and welcome. Hey, is there anything? Well, he was in the other tank, and he was the leader of the tank, and so me and him became friends and all that stuff. So he told me about all kinds of shit and stuff I didn't want to listen to. So, but he ended up being a good guy, and we became pretty good friends. So, anyway.
Well, point of order, moderator. Moderator, point of order. I would like to address your question there. And there's been times in my life where I felt that everything was a scam, but then I see we're $40 trillion in debt and $100 trillion in unfunded debt. And I say, you know what? It is all just monopoly money. We can just seem to print it up limitlessly with no repercussions. And you know what? We just took out the Venezuelan president. And you know what? We're going to do some other things this year, and it's going to be spectacular.
You know what? Just before you said that, I just want to say thanks to you. Sorry, Father. That was amazing. Hopefully you can come back out, but cheers for telling your story. I've been to Mexico. It's fantastic. I love Latin America, but I just didn't want to just cut you off and just talk about some bullshit. You can come back out, whatever you want to do.
Oh, it's some bullshit, huh?
But yeah, thanks for sharing that you didn't have to. I appreciate that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, appreciate that. Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I see what's happening.
What? What's up, Issa?
He's a cunt. Issa, did you enjoy Donald Trump's State of the Union address yesterday to the world?
I watched a very abridged version of it. I didn't watch the 2.5 hours.
What was your favorite part?
Of the Daily Wire.
So you got the highlights then?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I didn't hear because I bet that half the time was applauses.
Were you on Kashi doing all the betting while it was going on?
No, I was sleeping while it was going on.
Are you upset that NATO is going to have to kick up billions and billions of dollars from 3% to 5% of the GDP?
I think NATO shouldn't exist, actually. So I don't know.
You don't think the North American Treaty Organization should exist for the security of the Western world?
I don't think it should exist. No, I think countries should invest in their own sovereignty and the protection of their own sovereignty. I don't care. I live in Switzerland. We got a good army here.
Lord, no soy a gordito, Lord.
Oh my God, Lord.
So you don't think there should be NATO? We shouldn't spend, 3 to 5% or 10% or even 20% of our GDP annually on an international security and regime changing and civilization building empire?
You want, but I think it's stupid.
You think professional soldiery is stupid in the face of Islamic terrorist jihadist pirates that still roam the world?
No. That has nothing to do with Islamic jihadists or anything. I mean, like, countries...
No, they provide security against the Islamic jihadists.
Yeah. Countries should invest in their own army and their own security.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Isa, are you in favor of the massive armada that is sailing to Iran?
Yes.
Thank you.
Finally, somebody that fucking agrees. Jesus Christ.
Why do you think that the United States should blow up Iran and kill the Ayatollah and destroy the whole country for the sake of Israel or for the sake of global peace?
No, the armada is an anti-jihad armada, which I'm very proud of. It's got nothing to do with Israel. They've been saying death to America for like 40 years, you know, before me and you were even born.
Amada or Armada?
Armada.
It's
Okay, it's Armada, not Amada.
How do you say Armada?
Armada.
Armada. I like the anti-jihad Armada that is going to Iran. It's very good. I have no problem against it, you know. And if they have to take out the Ayatollah, so be it. You know, it's a good thing for world peace. It's good for everybody.
But a lot of people are going to have to die.
Bro, I don't care if jihadists die. It's not my problem.
But you know, in every war, the civilians, they suffer the most.
You really think that jihadis are gonna mind to die? I mean, and go to heaven for
I don't care. The jihadis can go to the 72 goats. It's not my problem. You know? They can go there, you know?
So one of the, like, I talked to Democrats now, and so one of the questions was, why the fuck are we going into Iran? and you know, you can't talk to a fucking Democrat without them fucking spewing bullshit. So
what? She's a waste of time.
Look, bro, I like every anti-jihad armada. You know, America's going to get rid of the jihad problem in Iran, probably in Lebanon. I don't care what they get rid of it. Jihad is an issue. They gotta get rid of it, you know. So I really have no problem with the anti-jihad armada. So what's the issue? Democrat or Republicans, who disagrees?
Achik, do you think it's your white privilege that's speaking?
Do I sound white to you?
Aren't you exhibiting white structural racism, and what you're saying is actually racist and bigoted, and therefore you are actually white and you are exhibiting your white structural racism? And I'm only saying that because I just got in a heated debate with a Latina, and she's
America.
And you will hit my YouTube live.
Forget these Latinos, Latinas, white people you're talking to, leftists you're talking to. It's an anti-jihad armada. And it's going to get rid of the jihad problem in Iran. People have been waiting for it for 47 years. You know, it's gonna go. Horrible.
Achik, are you willing to go serve in the military to go defeat the Iranian regime if you had the opportunity?
I already served.
No, would you go back for extra justice and to help liberate and to secure the world?
I just told you I already served in the military. If America gets attacked, of course I'll re-enlist to help the United States 100%. I never want to see the United States fall in my entire life. As long as I have air in my lungs and I can walk and I can breathe and I can shoot, no fucking way. But already served, but the United States, there's no way I'm going to let that country go down. I love America. Such a beautiful country, no fucking way it's going down.
I got a question. Why did you ever live in America, or is there a reason why you left America?
Yeah, I lived in America for 1 year.
Oh, okay.
First year of university, Alabama. That's where I met my missus. My missus, she's American, not American. But we live in Australia at the moment, so it's complicated. And
how is Australia, by the way? How do you like it?
Right now it's pretty terrible. We have a terrible leftist government, so bad. But life is good. We make good money. My older sister, she's married to a Black American in Texas, cool, which is a good state. So I try to see as much as I can. But I love the United States. If anybody attacked the United States, honestly, I'd fly over there, do your military training, and I'd go serve. Because I want nothing bad to happen to America. I think it's the greatest country in the entire planet. and it's just a freedom for everybody else. Without America, we're all fucked. It's just a cold, hard fact. You know, most people don't understand this, but it's true.
Well, I mean, a lot of countries rely on America, you know. People don't realize that either, you know. There's, you know, like Mexico, I think they $15 billion a year, something like that, or $18 billion or something like that. Some crazy amount. But the United States basically pays countries like Canada, you know, $200 billion a year. It sounds crazy, but and
Australia, they pay Australia I think $400 billion a year because it's called the Pharmaceutical Benefit Scheme. For an example, Ozempic in Australia without the Pharmaceutical Benefit Scheme costs $1,500 to $18 a week. That's a crazy amount, and that's subsidized by U.S. taxpayers. And the same thing with all the drugs and everything else in Australia. So, for an example, MRIs, the state of Pennsylvania.
All the bits of time for listening to nonstop racism complaints and the complaining never discuss the national state debts. They're just political and a waste of time. And not patriots. They deserve a mockery. If they want to repent, they can read a book.
When you say paying for it, you mean like basically they're charging more for Americans than the Australians and Canadians. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'll give an example. For an MRI machine, for me to see an MRI doctor here in Australia, it's 2% of my taxes yearly. So let's say I get paid $120,000 a year. That's 2% of my taxes. But the rest of the people, let's say you earn $0 and you're on welfare, it's the same price. It's free. But who covers that? It's the U.S. taxpayers that covers that.
That's what I say.
That's the problem. That's why it takes 6 months to see an MRI doctor in Canada, like in America. That's why a lot of Canadians were like, well, fuck, I have to see a doctor in 6 months. I'm going to go over the border and see one in Pennsylvania. You know, it doesn't work that way.
Well, Achik, what do you think about eliminating the middleman? Because our great and glorious Donald Trump at the State of the Union yesterday said he's going to do away with insurance, corporations and the middleman. So your money goes straight to the doctor, not to an insurance corporation that takes 80% of it. What do you think about that, Achik?
Great idea.
They gave me, and I'm to answer. They gave me, and I'm to answer.
You know what even is a better idea? Just stop subsidizing the rest of the world, and your health insurance will pretty much be free. Just stop doing it. Yeah, people are gonna get pissed off, and stop subsidizing people. Ozempic. You wanna know how much Ozempic costs in Australia? It's $18.
They gave me.
You wanna know what it costs in the United States? It's like $1,000 or something ridiculous. And you know who subsidizes that? The U.S. taxpayers. Because you export it to the rest of the world. I'd be pissed off about that if I was an American.
It's cheaper now because of Trump RX.
Yeah, but if you stop exporting it, it wouldn't cost that much. It's $18 Australian, father.
It's like
$18.
It's like the air itself.
Well, no, but
Humira, for Crohn's disease is $12 in Australia. In the United States, depending on the state, it's $1,000, and you make it.
There are drugs here in Mexico that are way cheaper than America.
It's like the. All right. Let's see what.
going to, instead of the money going to the insurance company, she's going to send it to the people. So probably through health savings accounts or something like that. Health something accounts. So it'll be interesting. I hope it happens soon, but
yeah, but why complicate? I'll ask you a question, Father.
All right, let's see what this now is.
Like,
Let's settle in.
there's something called superannuation.
All right, let's settle in.
Wherever job you go to, 9% of your wages weekly have to go to your retirement fund. So you don't need a pension at the end of the day. It's just the government saving you money for you, and you can invest it, you can do other things, and they can do it for you. I don't understand why you do that.
well, in the U.S. it's called the 401k program, but and that's opt-in, opt-out. So either you do it or
all right, let's settle it.
That's optional. There's a requirement for that, and
Here it's mandatory.
yeah.
There's no option. You have to do it.
Yeah, it's I wish they did that in the United States, to be honest with you.
Well, actually, I think it's best not to. The best thing is just leave the people themselves to arrange for their money, arrange for their future. But the last thing we should do is to
I am calm.
Social Security.
I am calm. I'm as
No, I'm not talking about Social Security. Like in Australia, you have something called superannuation, Hanson.
No, I understand. It's a mandatory. They force you to.
Yeah.
I think that's better than the Social Security, a mandatory Social Security, but it's not the optimal. Optimal is to let the people use their own money, but you have to be responsible for your life. You don't get when you spend all your money.
I am calm. I'm as clear as a mountain. Americans, the state of our Americans, the state of our union is strong, stronger than ever.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Like you can only take your superannuation when you're 65, which is the retirement age. So like.
I understand. I'm saying it's suboptimal. It's not the optimal, but it's better than having a Social Security that other people paying for your life. It's the best way is to let people use their own, however they should use their own money, however they see fit.
Hello, Americans, the state of our union. I settle into the silence.
But they use their own money.
I settle into the silence.
Yeah. The last thing we should have is have a welfare state.
Well, I think it's just like a gay state now because, people would rather talk about LGBTQ rights, CRT, BLM, DEI. The federal debt, their political opinions, but nobody's running it as if it's a business. So the whole fucking perspective of 99% of every schmuck you talk on this app is not a business perspective. It's a political position, and they could give two shits about paying down the debts. They don't give a fuck about the debts. They think that you can just borrow to pay the borrowing you've already done. So we live with morons, and these people are out of touch with reality. They don't understand nature or law. And you know what? I'm sick of talking to these fucking losers who want to say everything is racist. And you don't have my lived experience. So you can't comment. Fuck you. You don't know how to read a balance sheet, you stupid bitch.
That's true. But then they want to run your life. There's nothing wrong with their LGBTQ, whatever, X, Y, Z. They can just fuck themselves. But they want to fuck your life. That's the problem.
I settle into the silence. When I say numbers, I mean it. I'm John Kitover, and I know how to keep a
Take your life to make.
When I say numbers, I mean
your hard-earned money to do whatever ass-forming, dick-chopping operations. I mean, there's nothing wrong if they just do it to themselves with their own money.
Lord, what's your point, Lord?
I have no point other than it's time management and energy conservation basically is conversation, meaning I was in a heated debate with a woman on TikTok. I was an invited guest as a political candidate for office, and all she wanted to do was complain about white racists. And, you know, time is limited, so I can't sit there and listen to every complaint. But, you know, if you are a member of the complainium, that's your right to complain as much as you want. Who am I to stop your infinite complaints? And I have started nonprofits dedicated to filing your complaint. It's called the Jewish Complaint Department or the Islamic Complaint Department. And we will listen to any complaint you have, but it just goes into a filing cabinet. And unfortunately, your complaint won't actually change the situation. Only action and doing things can do that. Words can never do that. Only action. Hello?
What action are you doing?
Well, I'm running for Congress. I'm a write-in candidate because the lawyers and the judges and even the election clerks are all fucking liars and backstabbers and frauds.
What district are you running in?
The 16th District of Illinois, maybe you've heard of it. I know you live in Australia, but, you know, I'm sure you're aware of all the districts across America, across all our 50 beautiful states.
Why don't you go talk to your constituents?
I am. I have a Zoom conference call happening tomorrow at noon, and I'm live streaming this on YouTube right now so everyone in the district can hear what their favorite candidate is saying. Right now. What do you think's happening right now, hot chick? I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone, maybe 3 birds, maybe 4. And I'm working on fucking Instagram videos, creating AI videos. I'm working nonstop to liberate my people. The problem with the people on this app is they're just complainers. They're not actually trying to liberate their fellow Americans. They don't give a fuck. They want slaves. They don't care about freeing people or liberty. They don't care about your Constitution. They don't care about a balanced checking account. They don't care. They just want to talk to you about abortions and LGBTQ and CRT and BLM, DEI and all the racism and never-ending complaints. Dude, I got 5,000 more complaints. Just complaining.
Nobody was talking about abortion.
Oh, I'm talking about it. I'm bringing it up right now. I'm going to complain about the complainers. I'm a complainer too. I'm just complaining about complaining. Oh my God. It's a complaint universe.
It almost feels like a South Park episode. It's ridiculous. Because it's like, if you're going to get elected, go do your own thing. And go talk to your people in your district and be like, oh, well, yeah, this is the reason I should be elected. You know? It's like a terrible episode, Kitover.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but Beaver's been doing it every night. I film as much of it as I can. I put as much of it on YouTube as possible. Thanks, Beaver, for all the great content. Bima is a real fire cat. What an incredible young woman Bima is. You know, Bima is such a nice girl. She helped an African-American who abducted her at gunpoint deliver narcotics for an entire night. And she's just such a cool G that, you know, she didn't even flinch. And then eventually she got tired and was like, listen, dog, I got to go home. I can't keep delivering drugs with you all night. So the abductor, the guy that kidnapped her at gunpoint and was threatening to kill her, said, all right, lady, you did a good job tonight. Have a good night. Death by mod. Death by mod.
Nick, I think 1984 is happening right now, Nara, so I don't even know what you're on about. We're just trying to make it move into a better way of 1984, not this dystopian future that we have in front.
You don't like that, but it's terrible, you know. And then exposing people is terrible. So bad. Fuck that.
Indian girl's back.
Do you want to say something to people? That's terrible. Like, me and Bima have issues, but that's such a calm thing to do. You know, it's horrible. You know, you don't say that about people, especially when they're not there.
What did I say? I'm just repeating a crazy Bima story.
Especially when you just lie all the time, especially when you use it for clout. I'm like, if you're so great, go open your own fucking.
That's what I'm doing. I don't understand. Open my own room.
It's terrible.
Our chick is so sensitive.
Worst of the worst. Fuck.
What happened this time?
These big
that
think tanks
fucking
with so
Kitover
much
Congressman running for Illinois for like the 20th fucking time talking about other people and they're not even here. At least if I call somebody a fucking cunt, at least in the room. It's a horrible thing to say about people, you know.
It's a horrible, terrible, awful, horrible, terrible people.
Especially in the room when you talk about that.
Horrible, awful, terrible people.
Fuck me. Scum. Beaver, that really bothered me. You know? If you're there, you're there. But that just pissed me off. Horrible person. What's up, Drew?
I remember in the very beginning part of my clubhouse career, that's exactly what people do, you know, tighten the belt a little bit. So, but yeah, dude, yeah, when you get in the middle of that shit, oh my God, dude, it's terrible.
Look, if you hate somebody, at least give them a chance to say something. Don't come here and say all the fucking bullshit. And I've heard him running for the longest period of time. And talk. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of Bima, but at least she has the right to reply. You know, she's still a woman at the end of the day. Any man has the same right to reply. You don't come here, you talk shit and be like, oh, you don't know 13th district, Kitover and all the fucking bullshit. If you're so popular, go start your own room and go do your own fucking bullshit. I'm so sick of that scumbag with the bullshit, you know. I don't care. Changes his voice every time, actor here, actor that. I don't care. People like that just annoy me. It's terrible. Kitover. If you're gonna talk, go ahead and talk. I don't care. If you're gonna hate somebody, be a generator hater. Everybody knows I hate Coco. She's a scumbag. I will say it with a smile on my face. I won't even say it behind any person's back. But he comes.
Poor Bima is defending Bima's honor. I know he loves Bima. I love Bima too.
But I can get along with her in certain rooms and everything else like that. But he comes here and just talks some bullshit. Oh, I'm running in this 13th district because from Kum 13th district. I don't care. You know, it's horrible. But I don't care.
I have no problem with Bima. Bima's okay. We might disagree on a lot of shit, but all that shit's politics, you know, whatever. You know, at the end of the day, when you can talk just normally without the politics, you know, that's when you get into good stuff, you know. But the politics stuff, whatever, dude. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, is our opinion going to change anything? Fuck no. You know, like, is there anything we can do about it today? Not really. So, you know, I mean, all this politics stuff, it's just for conversation. It's just for entertainment kind of thing. So, you know, and the thing is people get so wound up and so fucking serious about it. Oh my God, dude. I've basically heard it all with fucking politics. I mean, so it's at the end of the day, it's when you separate the politics from the regular life, that's when it gets good. That's when you can actually get to know people aside from the politics. So, but that's not happening too much anymore. So people are so fucking caught up on the politics.
It's so hard. No, you're right, people. It's so horrible. Sometimes I actually think, like, when I work every single day, I'm like, why don't I just change my name into Matthew? They'll never know. I moved to Costa Rica, I traded my 2 passports, and I live the way I want to live the rest of my life. Nobody's going to know how I want to live, you know what I mean? These people are just terrible, Well, I understand why people just want to get away.
Here on Clubhouse, people know your voice. So even if you'd have to get a pretty good voice changer.
I'm gonna break my phone and throw it away, and I'm gonna give up. You're gonna see me Costa Rica fishing or whatever, maybe Cuba, whatever. Cuba, Marco Rubio deals with the bullshit problem in Cuba. I don't know. But honestly, I've been thinking, I'm working so hard. I've got stitches in my fucking leg, and I'm waking up every single fucking day. And I have to listen to these scums. You know what I mean? I understand why people want to disappear and leave, I get it, And I've been looking at Costa Rica, It's not so expensive. It's not so hard.
I've got a friend in Costa Rica right now. He's loving it. Loving every bit of it.
Of course he is.
Where did you meet your wife, Father?
Where did I meet my wife? Just down the street from where I live.
Well, how'd you end up living in Mexico?
I just decided to move to Mexico. I've been coming down here 15 years before that, mainly down to Ensenada. But I came to Playas de Tijuana 25 years ago, and met, I guess one of our friends was friends with, I don't know, a cartel, I guess, and we got to meet them, and that was interesting. That night was interesting. I'll never forget it. But yeah, I've been coming down to Tijuana for the last, or not just Tijuana, but Mexico for the last, or Baja California, whatever, for the last 25, 30 years. So, and I just decided, I'm gonna move down here, no agenda, no anything. I just said, I'm just gonna move. So I moved, and I met quite a few people down here, and there were already Americans living down here anyway. So, so I got to meet them, and got to party a little bit with them, and understand them and get to know them a little bit, and so and there's apartment buildings that have maybe 10 or 20 apartments that have nothing but Americans in them, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier for Americans to get used to the place down here, because it's pretty much night and day. I mean, you can tell the difference. So some roads are not even paved. I mean, that's how bad it is down here.
It's still freedom, though.
Yeah, and believe it or not, there are actually a lot of CIA people down here. There's a lot of FBI people down here. There's a lot of military people that actually live down here that aren't supposed to be living down here. It's just, and my thing is I wanted to save money. I wanted to save more money. I mean, that's really the bottom line. Buy low, sell high kind of thing. And that's true for life too. Obviously you don't want to, why pay 3/4 of your check on rent when you can pay, a quarter of your check on rent, and then that way you have more money to save up. And, so my thinking was correct. And for the first 6 months, I actually went back and forth every day for work, and that was kind of a struggle. I guess some mornings were kind of tough, but I found out the best time to cross is 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and thank God for that, and thank God that my company let me go in the office at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is great. So.
What, they let you go that early? Incredible.
Well, I mean, I had keys to the place too, so, but I had to ask, I just asked it just out of respect, hey dude, I'm going to be crossing over the border at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. Can I come in at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning? Can I come in and, I'll either work or sleep, one of the two. So they said, sure, dude, no problem.
Well, it's so correct.
What's that?
I said you're so correct. Correct. Yeah, like correct.
Correct what? Sorry, dude. I'm dozing off.
No, like you can test out and be like, oh well, yeah, I can still come in that time in the morning, sort of thing.
Yeah. I just checked. The last thing I want to do is ring alarm bells and all that shit. So I just did it common respect, and I mean, I had an idea that these people were cool anyways, but always have to ask. And so so that was cool. So that was good. And but anyway.
But I always feel like a life not worth sacrifice is not a life worth living, sort of thing. Like obviously you think differently, Drew.
Look, my thing is just fucking do it gung ho. Have somewhat of a plan in place and just fucking get up and go. As far as the rest is concerned, like you'll figure it out as you go. But just have the motivation to get up off your ass and just fucking do it. I've talked to billionaires. I've talked to people high value and all that shit. And best thing they say is just go out there and do it. Like it doesn't matter what the fuck it is. It's just do it. Do something. Do something that you love to do. Because that's really the bottom line. And and that's really all she wrote. And
that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. You have to wake up every single day, no matter what it is. You love what you're doing. And people, they get upset about, I did something I didn't want to do, or whatever else, and they're like, oh, it's terrible. I did this for this government. But I've always sort of understood things to my father. It's like, as long as you wake up every day and you have something to do, you're gonna be okay. When you wake up and you're like, oh, everything is fucked and everything is bullshit, that's when you know your life is getting ridiculous. It's just like when you have something to do, then you
even if all it is that you do that day is make your bed, like that's all it fucking takes. You know what I mean? Like just to even get the motivation going and all that stuff. You know, people have a hard time even making the bed in the morning. As crazy as that sounds, that's you know, that's one of the major things, you know, of waking up is wake up and make sure that, you know, make sure your bed is made. I mean, you know, they teach you that in rehab, like of all things, of all fucking things.
They teach you that in the military every day.
Yeah. And kind of a thank God I went to rehab, you know, whatever. I mean, I learned a lot, so.
You know, I'm glad you learned a lot in rehab, but I honestly wanna have one of those wild lives. I don't want to be like, the structured life and I followed so many rules. I want to be like, yeah, I did this, I did that. If I get divorced, so be it. Whatever, you know. Things can work out, they're gonna work out. But I just feel like, look, maybe you have like maybe 50 good years in you when you're pretty young, maybe 60 good years, whatever it is. But I was always the type, maybe I'm retarded, but I'm always the type to be like, I need to do something, you know. Like, I'm so reluctant, like, I get stressed when I just sit at home, you know. It's boring. Do you get that, bro?
Yeah, I get that all the time. I mean, you know, working remotely, when you're working remotely on your computer, you know, it gets boring real fast. So yeah, I do have to, even if it's to get out of the house for 10 minutes, like whatever, like I'll go take a walk, or I'll go down to the beach, or I'll go to the OXXO, you know, convenience store, whatever, you know, whatever it takes. And sometimes it's all it takes, and then I'm back and, you know, back motivated to do whatever the fuck I was doing in the first place. So sometimes it's sad. Sometimes I gotta go take the car for a drive, cross the border, go to San Diego for a couple hours, and then come back. You know, like I wish we could take more trips, but I just. We still have to wait on that for another probably 6 months or so. So, but yeah.
Fair enough, you still won though.
You know what? Being 55, I'm just glad to wake up, you know, every morning. I'm just happy that I'm still alive, you know.
Bro, it's such a 55 is not even fucking old. A medal honor recipient yesterday got it at like 100 years of age. You got at least like another like 35 years in you.
Well, no, but me. I mean, yeah, it's young and all that stuff. But for people like me, you know, people like me don't grow to be 100 years old. So, I mean, I thought I was going to die at 50, and so every day after. So I said, before I was 50, I said, well, every day after 50, you know, I'll just, you know, treat it like it's a blessing kind of thing. So that's kind of how, you know, and even though life can get stressful sometimes, my thing is try to stay on the even keel, like stay on the stress-free side of things. Like if they want me to do something that's like, like if it doesn't make sense, like I don't do it. Like fuck you. Like go get somebody else to do it. if it's something that makes sense and I've some time to do it, then obviously I'll do it. But yeah, I mean, I really keep it as simple as possible. And when they say, "Oh yeah, don't worry about time and all that shit," no, I'm already done within about 4 hours. So, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, no way," thank you, blah blah blah. Well, you can pay me more at the end of the day. So, yeah, I don't really fuck around. And not only that, but it is remote work, and it is, you're at your computer and you are at home and all that stuff. It's, I mean, if I could recommend anything for anybody to do, it's remote work. Because you don't have to do the office, you don't have to do, you don't have to drive, I mean, it's the laziest of the laziest of the laziest of the laziest of the life. So, and I actually recommend everybody to do it, to be honest with you.
Honestly, I'm at home right now, and I fucking hate it with a broken leg. I've got stitches and stuff because the cast came off, but it's like, I like going to the office. I get motivation from my enemies,
Well, you can.
I'm one of those people that when I stay at home, I get complacent.
Yeah.
When I see my enemies, I'm like, okay, I have to do better, sort of thing. It's not the same.
Do they have co-work places or co-working places over there in Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also an option too. I was thinking about doing that, just so I don't have to be in the house all day, kind of thing. Just to go to a co-working place or whatever. So, but
no, it's true. But I was supposed to go to Tunis like a month and a half ago, and I really didn't want to. I really didn't want to go to Tunis. It was terrible. Got wiped out, broken leg. I can't go to Tunis anymore. Another coworker of mine had to go on my behalf, so it's not so bad. But I miss like the work environment. Like when I walk in and I log into work every morning, like I go shower, you have breakfast and stuff. It's not the same. Yeah. Just walking to work in a nice suit, you look good, you can travel. Well, it's not the same.
Yeah, what kind of work do you do?
Import, export.
Oh, cool. Oh, nice. You know what? I was thinking about doing that at one point, to be honest with you.
It's very nice. You get to travel a lot.
Oh, cool.
Like I was supposed to go to Tunis, which obviously I don't want to go to for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But it's nice to visit these sort of countries, The last country that I visited was pretty good. It was Italy. That was very, very nice, All paid for, I don't even have to pay for this shit. That's what makes it grand. And now I have to do everything fucking online. I have to call them. I have to be on Zoom, everything to make sure everything is online. And then I have to make sure the person that goes there, all expense for paid trip, not even me, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's bad, And I got stitches in my fucking ankle, so I'm waiting for that to go away.
Are you still in pain, or is that gone away?
The pain is pretty much gone. I'm just waiting to walk properly without you have two crutches and you have one that helps you walk and stuff. They say it's gonna take like another 2 weeks or whatever, But I don't want to take any more painkillers. It's so bad for you. You get addicted to this bullshit like Endone and stuff,
Yeah.
Oxy and all the bullshit. So I just told them another 2 weeks and my leg's gonna be fine. But at the moment, I removed the stitches and I'm pretty much bedridden with a computer in front of me, and my missus just looks after me all day long. I don't know, it's terrible.
Oh yeah, I understand. Like I totally get it. I broke my ankle falling off a roof, so I totally understand.
It's fucked up, right? Being bedridden.
Oh my god, it's the worst.
It's the worst, and especially winter and summer. You gotta go to like the toilet, and you feel like the steps on the thing, and you're like, "Fuck, this is killing me," you know. And they don't get it, you know. They're like, "You bitch," and I'm like, "This is terrible." Oh man.
Nobody understands the pains.
And the splinters, the splinters are the worst. You know, when they remove them from your like left leg or right leg or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, is your leg okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it should be fine." And you try to walk up the stairs, and you try not to fucking cry because it's so fucking painful.
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry.
What are you doing?
Beaver, have you been through this bullshit? It's the worst fucking pain in your entire life, man. So bad.
Your legs.
It's terrible, bro.
It's terrible. It's awful. It's horrible.
Bro, you try to walk upstairs. You know when you try to walk up and like your leg is like befuddled? And it's so fucking cold. You're trying to walk up and it's like gingerly. Bro. This is terrible.
Terrible. Awful. Horrible.
It's so bad.
For the greed of one
You like the
person.
Iran
That's
song,
what you're trying to tell me?
Iran's
That's
the
the opposite.
opposite.
One
Trump
ethnic group, or
and it's the
America
He was part of the
Trump.
Trumps. Have you seen that, right?
I'm willing to debate.
Right side. You're not on the right side. The right side is retarded. You're on the left side, right side. Are you America first?
Matthew is a pedophile, and Hamza is a terrorist. This is a terrorist pedophile room.
I used to have my own idea about what we're talking about. He said what he said, and she said what she said.
Gotcha.
Listen, I'm gonna say.
Got your ass.
It was making great sense, but he was wrong when he said that she was wrong. That's it.
It's not. Okay, let me say this, because I went to Google, like she said, to add context to what I said, right?
Okay, you're right.
This is not about me being. This is not me being right.
This is annoying.
Let me see. This is all. Wait. This is not about me being right. This is about me trying to gain control over the conversation that I'm on the fucking floor. I do not know why Trap took offense to what I said.
You're right.
Because that wasn't my overall point. It doesn't matter about me being right or not, nigga. I've already proved that, Trap. This is not about me being right. I already proved that I was right.
Okay, you're right.
I find it hard to know what the fuck I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you. Why are you mad and I'm not talking to you?
Like, how we're so
But I'm not talking to you, so why are you mad, Trap? Like, don't hype me up here, because I'm terrible at this
Don't worry, Fat. We already won the argument. It's cool.
Chill out.
Just let him have it.
Yeah, it's not that he was wrong or nothing. I'm just saying nobody
We'll
said
take our
the shit that
victory
he
lap,
said.
Trap.
Nobody, the shit that Trap fans are saying, nobody
Just let him
said
have
that
it.
shit.
If something
So
come on line.
right off fucking that.
With them, just to see if they're mutually cooperative, like that's just going to be a huge win for us. And also, like, there's like a moral imperative to, first try to cooperate and only then defect. They shouldn't try to defect first.
Well, unfortunately,
Morality's not real.
sorry.
Like, you're gonna say morality's not real. Unfortunately, morality's not real, Sam.
Well, there's that. I mean, like,
I would expect their evolutionary history, if they even have something that could be called that, be very different from ours, so that we can't necessarily read our psychology into their actions, but also just there's like an insane.
Do you think, Mark or Sam, both of you guys, that any of the reported sightings of UFOs, any of them are like true, rings of truth to them, that there have been really UFOs?
My two arguments against that are, one, like, the camera technology has gotten so much better, but the resolution of the film of the UFOs haven't gotten better, which is, like, kind of suspicious that it's probably, not a real thing. But then also, I have this, like, kind of, if they are intelligent enough to cross interstellar space, they're smart enough to not be detected by our stupid, but they'd only be detected if they wanted to be detected. But then if they wanted to be detected, then we would see like way clearer evidence of them rather than this like kind of fuzzy. Oh my god, did I see a Tic Tac move?
Yeah. Mark, do you want to add to that, or?
I don't know. There's like 4 or 5 like allegedly serious UFO sightings, and by sightings I mean that more generally, where it's like people claim that the military detected unusual activity across a range of like sensory modalities. So like not just visual contact, through like cameras or whatever, but like other modes that they have to detect, stealth aircraft or whatever, doing a bunch of weird things. The Tic Tac is one of them. There's 3 or 4 others. I wouldn't say the evidence is trivial or anything, and I haven't really looked into it. I guess I'd be pretty skeptical.
Wow. Okay. That's really interesting.
I mean, it does seem very telling that as cameras have gotten totally ubiquitous, the UFOs haven't gotten more, haven't gotten significantly more visible, just to like random people walking around. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily expect them to like
Gotta
want
put
to
some
hide from
flair
us.
on. I'm bald.
And as Sam said, if they did want to hide from us, I wouldn't expect them either to do, this bad of a job of it.
Yeah, that's right.
So it seems just more parsimonious to suggest it's like random, weird, terrestrial phenomena.
Parsimonious.
Yeah.
Keyword of the day. Parsimonious.
Do you have any thoughts, Mark, about like Fermi's paradox, like if aliens exist, like why isn't the universe populated? Why are we seeing like an empty universe in these